Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsman here, coming at you with another custom card review. Haven't done one of these in a while, but I thought that with Clan Collection and Premium Selection having been fully revealed and pretty much, just come out at this point, it's about time to do another one of these. Folks seem to really like it whenever me and my boy Assault Rider here does these things, so why not just do it again, right? So how you doing, man?
I am doing fine. Let's just, dive on.
All right. So, first off, we've got one from Fizzy here. So, practice makes better. Yeah, not perfect. It just makes better. I like that. So, he's got a couple of Lyrical Monasterio cards for us. The first one being a set order for Alestiel, which is that if you have a Vanguard with Alestiel in its card name, bind the top card of your deck, then return a card from the bind zone to the bottom of your deck. Until end of turn, your Vanguard gets the following effects. White Wings, all of your units get 5k power and +1 crit if you have 3 units with odd grades. Black Wings, all of your opponent's units get -5k for each of your units with even grades. So that's okay. Let's actually just read the second one before we even go with that. So set list mix up ! Kind of reminds me of that one brand gate order that had a wild exclamation mark going on. You have a Vanguard with Celestial in its card name. Until end of turn, your Vanguard's wings abilities are swaps. So yeah, white wings on even, black wings on odds. Okay, so what's your basic impressions with this?
So, honestly, I don't know much about Celestial to be able to judge this fairly, but I think they got really good support. Now, this is a nice offensive support for them.
Yeah, it's got good power lines. The thing that I do appreciate about this particularly is it doesn't just give a payoff, right? And I mean a better payoff than whatever the frick that grade 4 was, because that thing was just too much. But the thing I do like about this one is between being able to reset what your bind zone is and also being able just to swap abilities, you're adding in a lot of versatility and player choice to your wings. So one of the problems with Alestiel I found is that sometimes you kind of are stuck with one wing and you need to make do. So this is just a really good way to not be stuck anymore. So yeah, clearly this guy plays the deck.
Yeah, it's much better and more balanced than the grade 4.
Yeah, way better. So he's very spot on. Practice did in fact make better. Good on you, Fizzy. We got any other comments about this? I'd say this is really nice for the versatility aspect, and it actually would be pretty fun to play, not gonna lie.
It is pretty nice in the flexibility aspect, but the one thing I find strange is the difference between white wings and black wings effect, right? You see that the white wings offer 5k and crit, but the black wings only offer -5k. So I don't. It kind of feels like black wings got the shorter end of the stick here, but that's probably because I don't play the deck. Maybe I don't know much about it. But I feel like that they should have more than just -5k.
I think the reason why they did that is because this isn't specified during just your turn, so that's also during the opponent's turn, so it really hampers their Vanguards and their offense.
Until the end of your turn, your Vanguard gains the following effects.
Oh, damn, look at that. I'm not reading, guys. Yeah, so you know what, you're right. I think they probably did get the short end of the stick, but I suppose that's why we have something like this, to where if you do get the short end, guess what, you don't get the short end. It's white wings.
Yeah, you know what, since black wings is a more defensive type of deck, more control, maybe they should give the Vanguard a drive +1, maybe.
I mean, hey, drive +1 is pretty freaking impactful in a format like standard. I could have totally dug that, and it's kind of funny because you could have been oh, all of your units get drive +1 as well, and it would not have made a difference for the rear guards anyway, unless some weird funky interaction came out all of a sudden. So yeah, that probably would have worked. But overall, yeah, really like Fizzy's work here. Pretty good stuff. So next up we've got Wow. Yeah. So next up, we've got some deleter support. Actually, kind of surprised because I think this was supposed to be the last one of the day, but we'll just wing it for now. And because this was originally organized a little bit differently, I forgot how I organized it. But you know what? Just on the spot, let's go ahead and do this and move on for a few others. Why not? So we've got Undaunted Leader Oxes. Yep, anyone who's watched the movie knows what this is. So yeah, basic stats you would expect from a Link Joker unit, including the Force Marker, yes. Continuous Advanced Circle. If your opponent's damage zone has 4 or more cards and your opponent's bind zone has 18 or more face down cards, you win the game. Wow. Talk about anti-limit break. Now, act on Advanced Circle once per turn. You counterblast 2 to delete all of your opponent's vanguards. Choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards or 2 units from the drop zone and bind them face up. Or face down, I mean. Yeah, face up would be pretty bad. Auto Advanced Circle. At the beginning of your opponent's ride phase, there's a clause. If your opponent has a deleted Vanguard, your opponent may choose a card from their hand and discard it. If your opponent does not, they cannot normal ride during that ride phase, and you may either countercharge 2 or counterblast 1 to get an imaginary gift force. Ooh, wow, that's pretty good. There's two others to go through. Yeah, there's 2 others to go through, bro. But oh my god, like let's just put a bookmark on that. That's a really cool card. But anyway, juxtaposed deleter Zale. Zale is also a grade 3 with the Link Joker stats you'd imagine, but he's more of a rear guard centric one. So 2 effects. First one being Vanner Rear auto when placed. You put a rear into your soul to choose 2 of your opponent's units from the drop zone and bind them face down. If you cannot bind, you may draw a card instead. I suppose you would probably like reword it as if 2 cards were not bound or if cards were not bound by this effect, but still, that's just like, well, actually nitpicky stuff. Doesn't really matter. Acts on Vanner Rear. You counterblast 1 and retire a unit to put 4 normal units from your drop zone into your deck and shuffle it. Then discard a card, search your deck for up to 1 juxtaposed deleter Gale, call it to rear circle, and shuffle your deck. If this unit's on VC, delete all of your opponent's Vanguard. Now, clearly, Legion, God, I love Legion effects like this, but let's look at the mate. So the mate has also Vanner Rear. During your turn, this unit gets plus 1k continuously for every face down card in your opponent's bind zone. Makes sense. Auto, Van once per turn, when placed. Sorry, yeah, auto on Vanner Rear when placed. Use Soul Blast 1 and perform one of the following abilities. If your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, choose one of your opponent's front or rear guard and lock it. Ah, there we go. This is Link Joker. Choose one of your opponent's rear guard and bind it face down. If you cannot bind, you may draw a card instead. Wow, gotta give my mouth a little bit of a break. But holy crap, I love these. These are so good.
Dude, these are amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
these are just... it's spicy. Like, if you play, like, if you were to look at some of the G era cards, Oxys actually pay tributes to the Stride.
Like, seriously, like, this effect especially just feels like so much like Oxys, and then, like, this third effect right here is so much like the original, you know?
Oh, actually, Oxys doesn't have that first effect.
The Stride is the one with the... Sorry, I misspoke. The Stride has the win con, but yeah, this feels like the Oxys thing where they have to, like, pitch a card and stuff.
Yeah, these are nice. This is exactly the kind of boost deleters needed.
Yeah, because like you look at like, because when you look at like deleters and what like passes for like main Vanguard, you have like Waving Deleter Gradle, I think his name is, and that thing is like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it is, but this is just so much cooler. I mean, let's just say this WinCon is probably not happening. Like, it's probably not, right? You would have to really turbo out something in order to make it happen. Maybe, like, slip a Pot of Desires into your opponent's deck and force them to activate it. But barring that, I don't think it's happening. But it doesn't need to happen, because the other 2 effects are so kick-ass anyway. You're just able for, like a CB2 effect, which is what, like, the trial deck, one has, right? Docking Leader, right? Is a delete and then this, which is really nice. And then you just go on, it's like you can either get a force or you can basically make the delete free if they do not like pitch. Then wow, that's pretty good. What it sounds like you want to say something there, Edel.
No, I was just agreeing. But like, let's go to Zale for a bit.
Right, yeah, the Legion.
See, that first effect, The soul thing, yeah, that's nice. It's alright. But that second skill, that second skill,
It's
mwah,
it's
it feels really nicely balanced, you know.
yeah, it really is, because at first you would look at things like retire and discard and you'd be like, ew, right? And also like putting back four normal units, because we can't all be like thing saver. But here's the thing, right? There is a card, and I forget quite what it's named, but this card essentially can spam any number of copies itself from the drop zone to the field if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, right? So this sort of can enable that to regain your pluses when you're doing the pseudo legion effect here. So that's not even that bad, right? It is sort of like the Rising Phoenix as kind of piece reliant plus, but I don't even care. That thing is actually a piece you can search because it is a deleter, so that's somewhat reliable. So we have to keep that in context with the retires and discards and stuff. But then you look at like Gale, right? Or Gaily or whatever. I don't know. These things are like aliens. I don't think we're like supposed to pronounce them properly anyway. They're alien tongue. And I'm just like, wow. Imagine that. It's a rear guard that can lock, but it's only if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted. So sorry, Starvaders, you get cucked, but for good reason, because we should keep this to the leaders.
I will say, like, all of these cards have a really, really good chance of getting released. The only like nitpick I have is like the one that you highlighted. The leaders should not have access to locks.
Yeah, I mean, I get why, because it's like it's basically a artifact from like early deleters when like they had a little bit of that.
Yeah, but like, you know, they shouldn't have lock. Like the delete should be the main focus. Binding the opponent's regards face down should be the main focus. Lock shouldn't be a thing here at all. So I have to disagree with that. And like maybe change Zale's effect to say if you cannot bind to, then you draw, and then Gale's effect to if you cannot bind to, you draw. If you cannot bind, you draw. But like, yeah, other than that, these are really good.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you could literally just take out this clause and just have it be the second clause and not even like a choose ability. It's just like this ability, and like Gale is just perfectly made. But yeah, like these guys, man, oh my god, dude, I salivate for like these to be what deleters do. Like that would be such a good like step up for the deck. I want it to happen now. But yeah, freaking Ciriso, really well done, mate. You did deleters well. So now we have.
Man, imagine trying to play that deck against what do you call it? I forgot the name. Oh shit! What is it called? The new Narukami boss unit in the second wave.
The new one in the second wave. Wait, are you talking? You're, huh? Are you? Wait, huh? What do you mean by
the one from the second wave of? The one from the second wave of Klein Collection.
Let's see. Oh, Dungaree.
I'm gonna win. I almost got 18. Nope, sucker.
Dude, I feel like any like strategy that relies on binding the opponent's cards is going to get immediately cucked by Dungaree, man. That's so sad. Like, I mean, just take this win con up here that basically will almost never happen and just say, oh yeah, it's not going to happen.
But like, you know, the good thing is you have other options like Gredor.
Right, yeah, like that's a really useful part of it. So okay, we've got Edel Rose, and like Edel Rose support. So yeah, someone remembers what OGDI was like. Someone remembers that this was a card. So yeah, Edel Rose.
Remember.
Freaking grade 3 twin drive, protect, all that stuff. But for whatever reason, gave Edel Rose 13k like attack, which is not a protect marker stat, but either he's played too much standard or he's being cute. So anyway, cost, send a human type rear guard to the soul, and this unit gains 3k for every card in your soul. If this unit gained 30k or more, you can counterblast one and discard to write a Queen of Vampires Edel Rose, the next card, from the deck as stand, and at the end of your turn, write a grade 3 unit from your soul as stand. Wow, okay. Continuous. This card gains 2k power for each of your human rear guards. Continuous. If your soul has 15 or more cards and you called an Eldritch Dragon Dracul, another card down below, during the previous turn, units on the Guardian Circle gain 5k shield. That's funky, but let's read the. Bear with us here. Let's read the other two first because clearly this is trying to synergize the crap. So Queen of Vampires Edel Rose is another like grade 3. It's got triple drive, but it doesn't have the gift marker, which is an interesting payback, but it's still got the 13k power because apparently that wasn't negotiable. When this is placed on Van, you discard a card from your hand, search your deck for an Eldritch Dragon Dracul, and call it to a rear guard circle. Then act Counterblast 1. This unit gains 3k for every card in your soul. If you have 13 or more cards in your soul, which is apparently an additional clause to this effect, choose a rear guard and they gain the effect auto. Cost: send a human rear guard into your soul, and this unit gains 1k for every card in your soul. And if you have 20 or more cards in your soul, this unit gains critical +1. My god, just the human rear guard soul, this is all starting to lose like meaning to me. Eldritch Dragon Dracul, 0 power, no crit, grade 4, triple drive with no imaginary gift, auto. When this unit is placed on rear, this unit gains 4k for every 2 cards in your soul. Oh my god, everything gets power for soul. It's arbitrary numbers. If this unit's power is 20k or more, this unit gains a critical auto. At the end of the battle, this unit attack costs send 2 human rear cards into the soul. Oh yes, that again. And stand this unit. And this unit gains 3k for every card in your soul and draw 1. What the frick is with this dude's writing?
This feels so bloated.
Oh my god. If I breathe, I'm going to get plus 2k for every cards in the soul. But only if I put a human trait card into the rear guard, mind you. I need to do that every time I take 2 steps to my feet.
Yeah, you know, I don't really have any, like, objective thoughts on it. So the next things I'm going to say are, like, pretty, like, subjective. But, you know, this is creative and all. But where's the werewolf seeger focus? What the fuck?
Yeah, like, where, like, you do realize werewolf seeger was supposed to be, like, a part of this card's gimmick in the OG, right?
Where's the werewolf seeger focus?
Yeah, like, it like, you could have done something where, like, it could have been, like, a superior ride effect where you could superior road it if, like, your Vanguard was Werewolf Seeker if you paid, like, a pretty good cost, you know? That would have been a pretty cool alternative.
Or, you know, just make it a Mordred effect, I don't know.
A Mordred, oh god, we already have Shoutout. I feel like we don't want that again.
I'm kidding. But, like, I mean, that's... Oh my god! No, I don't really. Yeah, it's all just bias. Like everything I have to say is just bias.
Yeah.
But also, like, what is the human focus? Like, why is it trying to support variants and cuticles?
I think because those just happen to share a trait with Edel Rose, and I mean, I'm gonna assume that the Edel Rose that they're talking about,
she's a vampire.
She should be a vampire, right? But I mean, I'm going to just have to assume that this can work with Edel Roses, because otherwise it's like, what the frick? Why human? Why not vampire then?
Or ghosts, or demons, or anything else.
Wait, what
do you call it?
Hold up a second.
What's the vampire?
What type
I think it's trying to, like... Werewolf Seeker is a werewolf?
I think it was either, like, Werebeast, or was it, like, Warbeast or something? Hold up a second. Okay, Google. What attributes is Werewolf Seeker? I never thought in my entire 22 years of being on this planet that I would wonder what the frick Werewolf Seeker's type was.
He is a Warbeast. Yeah, it doesn't even support Werewolf Seeker.
Yes, there we go. I had a feeling it was Warbeast. I knew my stuff. Why the frick does it do this?
It hurts. It hurts. This is creative, but it hurts me.
It's just like, it does too much and fails the concepts of the original. But if this was like just some OG like cards here, you would have had a somewhat interesting like gimmick. Actually kind of reminds me a little bit of like Starry Pop with the like focus on beefing up a rear guard grade 4 and then like having it like do a pretty good attack. But you know, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been ranking any of these, and I don't think we should. But I think for this one, it's just kind of apropos to say question mark out of 10.
Why isn't Eldritch Dragon a souped up version of Werewolf Seeker?
You know what? Why? You know what? Would it be funny if Eldritch Dragon it was a human? Because why not, right? Smile.
Oh, you're hurting me so much. Like, ugh.
You want to know what hurts? My eyes and mouth trying to like get through this entire formatting.
Oh, that's true.
I'm
like,
sorry,
they made an entirely new original unit for this Edel Rose, but they couldn't even have bothered to make it a Werewolf Seeker upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, and why the frick? I just have to say this again. Why 13k base? You know, assuming this is like supposed to be a V thing, this like shouldn't happen. Even something like Spectral Duke Dragon has a continuous skill to have it gain 1k effectively, but no, this was just like, nah, we're just 13. We're just force numbers apparently.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Sorry, Broomstick. I'll tell you one thing. You get A for creativity.
But everything else, nah, fam.
I'm sorry, bro. All right, so now we've got a homie here, Mr. Maz here, our favorite man, and he's, you know, he exercised moderation and gave us one card, and he even gave us a little bit of like context. So Gunning Colio is my favorite card, but they haven't given any new mill support in ages. Having said that, here's a stride effect that give mill new purpose. So take away two things from this. This is Gunning Colio support, and this is a stride, and that's important because he doesn't mention like the stats or anything, but just assume it's what you would expect from a stride. So anyway, it's got this one skill, but it's a pretty good skill. Act, counterblast one, and put a rear guard in a soul. Your opponent sends cards to the top of their deck to their drop zone equal to the grade of the unit put into your for the cost which you're being soul, I would imagine. Then activate all of the following based on the grades your opponents send to their drop. 0, draw one card. 1, countercharge 1. 2, this unit gains plus 1k power, which I don't know if this is actually plus 1k or if it's supposed to be plus 10k. I'm going to assume 10k. 3 or higher, this unit gains drive plus 1. And he says, don't know if worded correctly. If you messed up, let me know. Yeah, this is the wording's a little bit choppy, but I'll tell you something. This one is so simple yet so effective. I really like this one. Oh my god, this is so cool.
This is cool. I really like this. This is Maz peak, his peak game right here.
Yeah, like this is him really understanding what Gunning Koyo needs.
The one thing that I can criticize about this is that the fact that it doesn't have a name. So let's give him a name right now. Let's name it the Amazing Gunner Miguel. All right, there you go.
Amazing Gunner Miguel. Smile. It sounds like Ontaro's like a diff writer just went and joined the Mega Colony clan in some alternative ride or untold like timeline. Like, what the frick? Miguel! Like imagine like Tokoha's like, oh, what I play Neo Nectar, what do you play? Mega Colony.
Mega Colony.
Clearly the superior zoo.
What's your name? Miguel. Giga, and then she has her flashback of Giga for like the 500th time.
Imagine in like her fight against like Dom Jean's like diff rider, right? Like she uses like a Mega Quality G guard instead just to still get like Miguel.
Oh god. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong to stand beside Miguel.
Yeah, dude, that's a weird speech too. It's like, oh, I know I'm weak, but I've got friends. I'm like, wow, that's literally like every anime ever. But yeah.
Yeah, and he's dead and got hit by a truck.
Smile, because let you know there are actually like consequences in card game anime. So this effect though, like yeah, straight up like basically everything like you would want. Like countercharge, good for Mega Colony. Draw, good for Mega Colony, especially now that you know, Order Colony is not really a thing. 10k, good for a colony because power lines are weak, and drive +1 is not only just great in general, but it's really apropos because this is gunning Colio we're talking about, and that was supposed to be the main appeal of that unit, was it could get like drives. So that makes a lot of sense. Plus, I want to say putting Rearguard of Soul is one of my favorite things for Mega Colony because they can like do stuff with that. Like if Giraffa has taught us anything, they can really do stuff with that. Like, they really like doing that. And probably like the real good thing about this, you're not just sending one card from the top. You could like send like 3, and that's really nice because oh boy, as Maz would if you know Maz, and we know him a bit, he will tell you the deck out is real, and this makes it even more real. So yeah, straight up one of the better cards today. Really like this one. So really good work with Miguel. You got a final note before we move on, bro?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna say, like, it's fairly realistic, that's all.
Yeah. Freaking man, really good job there. So here's something that may not be as realistic. Oh yeah, you're gonna hate this, Assault Rider. I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna hate this, but
I already read this, and
yeah, when I read this, I'm like, oh my god, someone wants like Armor Break to get more stuff. Let's go. So let's see how Nikones is like treading on some mighty thin ice. But let's see how he did. So we've got 2 cards. First one, Armor Fury, grade 2 with just basic grade 2 Narcomi stats. 1 skill and 1 skill only, but it's a doozy. Auto on rear circle. When this unit attacks, if Armor Break Dragon is on your van or rear, cost Soul Blast 1 and retire another rear guard. Really interesting that it does this, but hey, Rising Phoenix go like burr. This unit gets power plus 10k until end of that battle for each of your opponent's open rear circle. And if your if your damage zone has no face-up cards, countercharge 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Second skill. Second card. Dragon Dancer Sarika. Sarika, basic stats, what you would expect. 2 skills. Auto. When it's placed on Van, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, add Armor Break, add it, shuffle, yeah, like basic Peep 7, but it's just for Armor Break. Auto on rear, when this unit boosts, if Armor Break is on Van or rear, and your opponent has no front row rear guards, gee willikers, I wonder why, this unit gets power plus 3k until end of that battle. Then retire another rear guard and countercharge 1. So yeah, as he says down here, support for the big man himself. It's interesting that there's like a Tachikaze like type thing what he says, but I get it because it's supposed to be like the original, which is like the original bombed its own front row as well. So okay, I get it. So what do you think about this, bro?
I want to die.
Okay. So let me bring up something, right? Let me, as someone who actually uses Armor Break, like I actually ranked Armor Break in like among the top rung in my tier list for the clan collections, which was probably what people would have thought is capping it, but I have made it very abundantly clear. No, Armor Break is really strong, and this really helps. Now, I don't think you need Countercharge, ironically, but it's nice.
He did it to me too. He did it to me.
More than once, bro. More than once, I have violated this man.
Once. I was like, oh, you be doing. I'm just gonna use Enigma and show everyone that Enigma is not as bad because like DPs can give big power and everything, and then you just
I just go purr, can't block this. One punch.
So,
and this like really helps with the one punch potential of like, because like here's the thing, this one doesn't do it so much, but the grade 1 really does it. Because let's be real, Armor Break belongs in Narukami, and Narukami isn't really something in V especially that's really known for buffing up their Vanguard to huge numbers. Like this even goes for things like Draconic Kaiser Vermilion. So even though Armor Break can get pretty thick, as we all know, he can still be reasonable depending on what you're fighting against. This thing right here is really nice. because it becomes an 11k booster, and that's a really good power line because that puts armor break without any other boosting, that puts it at 23. That's a very, very relevant number. Plus, who doesn't like the synergy with Rising Phoenixes, because it's perfect. You play armor break skill, it proxies Rising Phoenix, and then you retire Rising Phoenix with these effects, and you're good to go. The counter charges are weird, but I get the counter charges because they also sort of sequentially work, because with this one, the counter charges, you have no face-up card, so you use this counter charge first. This one doesn't require there to be no face-up, so you would just then counter charge with Sarika, which puts you back at 2 face-up. And unless you're at ultimate break, if you take another damage, you could do it again. But as you know, real chads will tell you, you don't need to use armor break more than once to win the game. You should win that turn, but this is nice. This is nice. It's a little sad that good countercharging like this is limited to armor break, but if you wanted to have like a countercharge engine, it does say on van or rear, so you could call it armor break to rear for a smile.
Don't even, bro. Don't even.
If the Eradicator grade 2 and 1 wasn't gimmicky enough for your preference, now you can do 2 cards that aren't even as searchable and then get a countercharge.
Bruh, no. Why can't we get generic counter charges? Like, come on. My Detronics deck, come on.
No, you have to stick with Lightning of Hope Helena. Smile. It's your baby. Yeah, but still though, I like these. I do like these. They don't make armor break busted, but like they feel like good support. You might not even run the grade 2 to be honest, but this grade 1 I would totally run because I'm just a greedy little man. So Dakota's really good job here. Like these. Okay, so this is actually kind of funny. This is kind of funny because guess what? I was just playing Silverthorn and I was wondering what they would do if they were going to give it more like support. Check this out. This man, ninja artist, he's like a ninja, bro. He's already ahead of us. So we got 3 new Silverthorns, and let's just note that after this, we've got Viper's cards to be last. I want Vipers to be the last of this video because oh boy, he gave us some content. So okay. What's up?
I'm just gonna mentally prepare myself for this.
All right. So let's go. I'm gonna have to speed run through this. Okay, grade 1, Silverthorn Assistant Zelma, basic stats. 1 skill, auto. When it's placed on Van Circle specifically, so it's a Van only, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 card with Silverthorn in its card name other than Zelma. Write it as stand, shuffle your deck. Then it actually does have a second skill, which is the Acton Soul. Put this card into your drop, effectively a Soul Blast for itself. Search your deck for up to 1 card with Silverthorn in its card name, put in your soul, shuffle your deck, and it's a hard once per turn. Second card is... wait, what's up?
Nothing, just go.
Yeah,
we'll give all
let's read through all of this as per tradition. Okay, grade 2, basic stats, Silverthorn Acrobat, Lucamia. Lucamia has the skill, when it's placed on van or rear, from hand, do note, from hand, put a card from your hand to your soul. Peep top 5, choose up to 2 cards with Silverthorn in their card names, and put them in your soul and shuffle your deck. Then choose a card from your soul, put it back in your hand. Grade 3 is Silverthorn Beast Tamer Mystique Lukie. Okay, so it's cool to see Mystique actually be like redram. Okay, first skill, continuous. During your turn, your front row gets 3k power for each of your additional rear circle, aka Excel. Second skill, auto. When it's placed on Van Circle, you may call up to 1 card with Silverthorn in its card name from your soul to rear circle. Final skill, auto from the soul. At the end of the battle that your Vanguard with Lukie and its card name attacked a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, counterblast 1 and discard 2 cards from your hand to ride this card as stand. And this unit gets drive -1, and it's a hard once per turn. Okay, so Ninja Artist, bro, I would like pay you money for these in real life. This is so, I mean, these are really strong. Don't get me wrong, they're really strong, but I really like these.
Josh, don't turn to the dark side, Josh.
I love these
No,
so much,
don't
dude.
do
I
it.
was just playing Silver Thorns and I really like
Dude,
these.
no, please. Please. Okay, you know what? If you're gonna be positive about it, I hate this. They're a little too good for Luke here. Luke here doesn't deserve this. What are you talking about? What is your agenda here? You could have chosen Hari, but you chose to go Silverthorn. Are you choosing violence today, Mike?
No. I'm choosing entertainment, as Pale Moon always has us do, right? You know, it's all for the show. Bro, I
Bro.
mean, just look at this, right? Just look at this, right? Like, you got, like, the freaking, because this first effect, right? When you're looking at this first effect, you're ideally going to be going into Arena, I think her name is. It's like the grade 1 that has a 1 road over. Yeah, like Arena. So an Arena Searcher that's on par with the grade 1 Tsukiyomi support from one of the previous clan collections is really nice.
Yeah.
But, like, really nice. For free.
Also, like, why would you give Silverthorns that? I just don't get like I don't usually criticize from a creative standpoint. I usually criticize from a standpoint. But oh my god, why would you? In short, I don't like how resourceful these cards are. How unnecessarily resourceful these cards are, especially taking it into account Silverthorns as a whole. And really, I have nothing positive to say about these cards. They're all just negatives. So I'm just gonna let you take the wheel.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna let you take.
Yeah, I will say Lucamia and Zelma in particular do feel a little bit like too good for free. But I will also say that, like, because for instance, right, this effect, I'm gonna make a couple of comparisons with Nightmare Dolls, because it seems like there's some Nightmare Doll inspiration in me, where they have a grade 2, and their best grade 2 has a skills very much akin to Decay for you Astral Poet players out there, where you put a card from hand to soul, that you peep top 7, you add up to 2 Workhorse that are not grade 2. Now with this one, it's Silver Thorns, but it's only peep 5, and you put them to soul, and you essentially break even for it. Now, I don't know if it should have been like that. I feel like if you wanted to do that, like it's fine, but I feel like for this kind of a cost, you could have just straight up just like put 2, and then, like, say you see this, then it could have been if you put 2, counterblast 1 and put 1 from your soul in your hand. Then that would have been more realistic. But that's just realism. Here's the one I really do think is actually kind of pretty fair, which is the grade 3. So yeah, the grade 3's buffs are pretty good. It's a lot more streamlined than something like what you would see from, say, the reverse Lukier. Like, the reverse Lukier has more of a buff, but it's really awkward. But then here's the thing. They have there's a card in Nightmare Dolls, right? Just to give another comparison, and the card is like their main one, which is Carol. Now, Carol has the skill where when Workhorse goes into soul, you can ride it from the soul, but it gets minus the drive. Now, it's for counterblast and discards. This thing has basically that skill, but it's for Lukier. Now, that does mean that it's not exactly the most creative, and it also does mean that your multi-attack potential is more online, because I don't believe it restricts you from having, like, ridden anything else. You could have done, say, Dragon Empress, then swing with reverse, and then swing with this, which is pretty freaking nuts. But I mean, hey, you know, it at the very least, it is like cool that, okay, it does get the minus drive, and you do have to pitch to counterblast. Like these are relevant costs. Counterblast is actually like something a little bit sensitive for Silverthorn, even with the countercharger, and it does multi-attack, so it's really strong. Like, I feel like if I would have just personally played this and Dragon Empress, like those would just be my Lukiers, just to make it like real simple stuff. Like, this is really nuts. Like that's just really cool. But this one, overall, I like these. I do really like these, but I'm a little bit biased. I think from a balancing perspective, the 2 and the 1 could use a fair bit more work. The 3 is more or less fine if you discount the potential for like 3 Vanguard attacks. But yeah, I mean, I'll give a thumbs up, but it seems like you got a mixed reaction, Ninja. Sorry.
it's too free. I just don't. It's too free and it's unnecessary. Like, and that's all I have to say about it. But like, it's custom cars. You can make whatever you want. Like, saying it's unnecessary, it's like it's stupid to say it's unnecessary.
Yeah, if nothing else, it makes my soul feel a little bit nicer to like see cards like these, because it makes me hope that we get something like this, because I did like reading these effects. So hey, oh, and plus his formatting really nice, so good on him for that. Okay, so Viper the Killer Cobra. So if for those of you
This
who
guy,
remember, yep, this guy, he made the he made the Zeal.
Oh god, he's making more unreleased DP cards.
Yep, he's doing it again. So let's read this, right? These are going to be the final ones for the night, and we're ending up with a banger, because holy crap, man. Viper, dude, if they want like DP to like destroy the meta, they should hire this guy on the design team. So we've got Super Dimensional Robo Go Eagle. Basic stats. Now, Go Eagle, 2 effects. First one being an auto on Van. Once per turn, when it attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets 10k power for each face down card in your damage zone. Then, if there are 4 or more cards in your damage zone, aka Limit Break, your opponent can call Sentinels to Guardian Circle. Act on Van or Rear. If this unit's on Van Circle, this cost is reduced by Counterblast 1, Counterblast 2, and this unit gets critical +1 until end of turn.
It's not once per turn.
Yep, it's not once per turn, and that means you could literally CB5, get +5 crits, and get +50k power. Yeah, so armor break anyone? Except guess what? It's in a clan that's specifically bred to power up its Vanguard, so it's even more dangerous than armor break.
And
that's not even the only one. It's not even the only card. We got Super Dimensional Robo Die Lady. Oh, cool. We got Die Lady. So, well, I say like I'm surprised. I've already read these. First skill is continuous during your turn. All units on Van Circle gets powerful +K. So for those of you true Sigma Chads who play Legion Metal Borks, you're gonna get a nice little extra power up. But auto on Rear Circle. After this unit attacks, if there are 2 or more face down cards in your damage zone, I wonder why. Put this unit into your soul. Give your power if your Vanguard +5k power until end of turn, and countercharge 1. Oh yes. Oh yes. Generic countercharge, baby.
That is music to my ears.
Finally, after 3,000 years, we get countercharge for mother effing DP.
DP, oh my god. Fuck.
They needed this even more badly than Tachi's, dude, and that's saying something.
Oh my god. But of course, Muras needed more than DP, technically.
Oh, Muras, bro. I mean, I feel like they're both just in the same rung of like it's been 3,000 years. So I mean, they feel they just like embrace each other in death for not having countercharge. But okay, we got one more. Dimensional Robo Die Lion. So Die Lion, again, same basic stats. Auto. When it's placed on Van or Rear, place cards from the top of your deck into your damage zone until you have 5 cards in your damage zone. At the end of your turn, shuffle those same cards into your deck.
What the fuck?
And it even has the audacity to have a second skill. Auto on Van or Rear, when it attacks or boosts, if there are 4 or more cards in your damage zone, yeah, good luck having this effect live when a grade 1's in your Van Circle. Cost Counterblast 1, and all of your front row get power +5k until end of turn. What the frick? Wow.
Who? Huh? What? Huh?
This is so bad. Woo.
Excuse me?
Why? Like,
what the fuck? Who thought of it?
I know who thought. Viper the Cobra Killer. Smile. Why the frick?
Smile?
Dude, this is so busted. This is the most busted line of text I've read in my entire career of reading custom cards. Oh, what the hell?
God.
What?
This man really just said, limit break now.
Free ultimate break. Free ultimate break.
What? Why?
And they're even,
why?
And
what do you stand to gain from making us suffer like this?
They're face up too. What? They're face up.
You know what the original Die Lion did?
Oh, dude, screw
You know what he
that.
did?
Original,
He-
like, Die Kaiser.
You want to know what the original Die Lion did? It just says your limit break 4 abilities activate even you have 3 or less damage. How did that translate into this?
How did that translate into free ultimate break?
With more CB! Forget the counter charge.
This is your counter charge engine. What the frick? Oh no!
Wow!
And then, of course, it's like, I mean, and we clearly get why. It's so that this can literally wreck shop and CB like, I don't know, 3 or 4, get an extra 40k and 4 criticals, and I don't know, stack something like Twin Order on it.
What the fuck?
And then this thing also like is a booster, because here's the thing, it's like, oh, if you have limit break, okay, that's a cool like thing. Problem, it enables its own limit break, and it's like, oh well, CB is a hefty cost, not when it's giving you free CB. This is
And it gives power to the front row!
yeah, and that power of the front row is great, because then this thing as a rear guard could get crits as well. You could give it to your freaking platinum aces with already plus 10k in a crit. You could give it to freaking rear guard Die Kaisers. You could give it to like Die Zaruses. There's so many things that will use this crap, it's not even funny.
You can give it to your mom, you can give it to your dad, you can give it to your college. You get a crit, you get a crit, everybody gets a crit.
This thing is rated E for everyone, homie.
Okay, that was good. That was pretty good.
I mean, oh my god! Yeah, the freaking the fist bump me later, bro. But like, what the frick, dude? These are just so over the top, which I guess for DP makes sense. But wow, if you just wanted tier 0 meta, then here you go. And it's not like this isn't like some searchable thing. I mean, sure, these things you draw them. You're playing 4 of both of them, buddy. I don't know what else to tell you. But then this thing is supremely searchable. You're getting this no matter what.
Bro, I never believed that Vanguard could have a tier 0 meta until this. Like even the whole Gurgwit thing didn't convince me it was a tier 0 meta, because you know you can still play around Gurgwit technically. But this, good luck. Good luck.
Good luck, dude. And then just imagine, because like, you know, we're being like meanie weenies, you then just leave like maybe like just 1 CB up and go into like reverse Dayusha after this attacks. Because it's a T-Robo. It's a T-Robo, so you can do the multi-attacks from the hand.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah. So,
Wow.
So Cobra, I'm sorry, bro. But when you say, oh god, he's making more, yeah, clearly we should be scared. We should learn to be terrified of your name.
You motherfucking meant it.
You know what? This is so, like, insanely over the top. I can't even, like, hammer for it, because it's very clear that card balance was not a factor in this equation. He did not care.
Yeah.
He chose violence.
You know, this one is so crazy that I think we should do another one just so we can chill for a bit.
Just
so we can take our minds off this.
what? Okay, fine. This felt like really climactic, but are you sure we want to do SIGMACHAD? Are you sure?
Yes, it's the thumbnail one, bro. Come on, it's the thumbnail card. You're not gonna make.
Okay, fair enough. Thumbnail says it. I wasn't even sure I was gonna make this the thumbnail, but you know what? I'm committed now, bro. Here we go. So, it's a Eradicator, Draconic Descendant, SIGMACHAD. Grade 3, 12k power, twin drive, yada yada. Gives excel. Now, auto in the hand. You know it's spicy when it has an auto in the hand. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, when your grade 3 Eradicator Vanguard's attack does not hit, costs discard 2 cards, write this card as stand. Wow, that is even simpler than Raging Form. Okay, second skill. Continuous. When placed on an Eradicator unit circle, this unit gains all that unit's skills until end of turn. This doesn't even specify Van Circle. You could place this over your rear card Plasma Catapult and make your opponent even more angry. Auto on banner rear. When this unit's attack does not hit, discard 2 cards. Stand this unit and it gets drive -1. Why, yes, I want to see the world burn. How did you know?
Oh my god! Oh, wait, don't you mean the world eradicated?
Bro, or hell for you, superior sub watchers erased.
Oh!
And we knew the moment that you put SIGMACHAD in the name. Like this one, there's even like, here's the thing, there's a Draconic Descendant that's called Sigma, right? There is an actual card, but he's just like, no, we're just going to just call it SIGMACHAD. It's like not even a retrain. It's the whole new thing. It's more like a D train. Like what the frick?
Like, all right. Oh my god,
how much do we need to like even talk about this? Like all the busted interactions this thing has.
It is simple, yet I don't even know. It's simple, but my god.
I mean, okay. I think just for the sake of logic, right? We go down the list of effects, right? So clearly, anyone who's ever played Eradicator immediately thinks, oh, right, well, this works with the original Eradicator. I'm like, yes, that is true. But let's keep in mind, if you're looking at like Draconic Descendant, which has copied skills, that means it's multi-swing with something like Gauntlet Buster. It's multi-swing with something like Steve. It's multi-swing with something like Bowing Saber Reverse. And so then you throw this on top of that, and then it gains all of its skills.
You wanna know what's even crazier?
What?
If you have more SIGMACHAD, you can keep going.
Yeah, it's not a once per turn. You can keep going. This thing
Like,
keeps going.
You can in theory superior ride 4 times with SIGMACHAD and still have all of the skills you copied.
And the funny thing is that you wouldn't even necessarily need to do that for greed, because this thing on auto rear where it doesn't hit to like stand with my drive, it's not once per turn. it's not once per turn. You can just like literally, guys, what we learned from SIGMACHAD is Sigma rule number 52. When the opponent says no, you say yes anyway. What the hell?
That sounds a lot like Great Walls.
Yeah, it's pretty risque to say, but I mean, come on. They're like, no, I guard. They're like, okay, cute. Anyway, let's swing again with all the Gauntlet Buster buffs. Because how could you not play this with Gauntlet Buster? Because oh my god, dude, this is so wicked. This is just me. You know what? This is the mean card. This is the bully card. This one is just like, yeah, he went to the gym, he got ripped in a couple years because he got bullied in middle school, but now he's the bully, and it ends up being this weird existential crisis, as all he's doing is riding over bullies and becoming more of a bully in the process, man. He cannot escape his own fate. What the hell? Okay, that was a little bit of a weird tangent, but this is all just to say SIGMACHAD, more like Sigma cock.
You wanna know what's funny though?
What?
There is a card in Mega Colony Premium that can effectively stop this card.
Wait, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, that one grade one. I forgot this, but it straight up just says your opponent's Vanguard cannot stand until end of turn.
Right. It could stop this. It could stop this, unless of course you just like ride.
Damn, that fucking Great One Mega Colony card must have been a school shooter.
Oh man, you know what? It worked complex well with this school bully, right? Anyway, so that take that for what you guys will. This one, I'm not sure if this was better to end off on than mother effing like Viper's just like super fanfic like DP support, but like we did it anyways because You know who the real SIGMACHAD are? It's you guys in the audience. You're the SIGMACHAD. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's gonna do it for
No,
this part. We got a lot more to go through for the next video, so don't you worry. There's gonna be more of this
Way
content if you
more.
love this. Way more. Starting with, of course, Miranda Rosu next time, and you know he's always good for more. With that said, any closing thoughts from our co-host Assault Rider here before we close it out?
We are going to die.
We're gonna burn with this world's, and you know what?
Yes.
Maybe it's for the best. All right. Well, with that having been the case, enjoyed watching all these cards, seeing your guys' new content. If you guys do like this video and you have your own custom cards, then do hop on to Reddit and post in, and we'll probably be able to get to you at this point because there's still plenty to go. And all that being the case, take care. God bless.
See you next time.